here at Crafton Brickworks, where there's the last out of the whole country gravity pulling ropeway brickworks ropey thing. This is talk of probably about 30 takes, so I'm having it.
Gravity powered ropeway.
Yes!
You say it.
Gravity powered ropeway.
Hey!
I'm going to show you around the full thing, drone footage of the full route. You'll love it. And inside. Okay. We are at Crafton Brickworks, and this is the last gravity powered pulling ropeway in the whole entire country. I mean, we are here and we're going to get full drone footage of the full place inside the actual place where people aren't allowed. I'm not allowed, but I've got the footage. I'm not allowed in there. Up inside the quarry, I'm not allowed, but I've got the footage. We're going to go up there, we're going to get the full place. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So come on, let's go. By the way, there's also a bull inside this field, which you might know I have a few cows, so come on, let's really go. There's Billy sat over there doing his little droney bit. Jenny all set up. We want to get full footage of the full place. We got the drone from www.buzzcam.co.uk. I then saw a rather aggressive bull and I ran for my life. I realised you were going to get killed.
Looking, he's doing nothing.
They were all looking, it's not fair, it's
They-
not funny.
Yeah, they really look like they're going to charge. Come on then. Now you're behind the gate. Let's go on. Come on.
It's not funny.
They look. It's both sides.
I'm not setting it. It's not the same as a bull.
Right. Oh.
Not
Right. Come on then. Let's go. Look
it's
at
not
the roadway.
funny. Right. I'm on the other side now of the bull. I don't understand this. She was just stood there. We could have easily got killed. They don't put signs on gates saying beware of bulls for no reason.
So that you don't go approach if you leave it. Look, it's doing absolutely nothing wrong.
Oh my god, that one's coming.
It's not. It's walking forward to find a bit more grass. You're a fence behind it, Matilda.
No, that gate's open.
Oh, it is running though. Matilda, we're supposed to be doing the ropeway. Matilda, they're miles away.
He's off. Where's he going?
Look at you running off and there's all the bulls and cows. He's completely oblivious. He don't give a stuff, does he? Look at him with his little drone.
He doesn't realise danger.
No, he gives a stuff.
After my cow trauma, I shall take you through the bucket's journey. It leaves the brickworks and it goes over the road A683 as it goes up to the hill to the quarry, and it goes through the woods. We met Michael, who did the filming for us inside the brickworks where the filled buckets get emptied at. Here is Michael. Now can you please tell me a bit about this place and what your job is here?
My job is as the sheep coordinator, which is I'm in charge of the safety, health and environment for the site under the operations manager for the whole brickworks. As you can see, we're in charge of the roadway and the quarry, which is about 1.5 miles as a crow flies, where we quarry our shale, which is our main product for our bricks.
And what type of brick do you have?
Our bricks are extruded brick. Obviously, our bricks, we use a shale, which is high carbon content, which is why customers like our bricks. And Accrington Bricks is our sister site, which is renowned for a very hard frost-wearing brick, which is the high carbon content. So we produce roughly around about 1 million bricks a week at this site.
Really?
Yes, there's 1 million bricks a week, and we send them out all around the UK. Predominantly up to Scotland and the northwest is where our bricks are used, but yes, we go around all around the UK.
And I mean, one of the amazing things about this place is that it doesn't actually need fuel or electricity to run, does it? It actually runs itself.
The roadway is gravity fed. It's the last remaining operational one in Europe. So realistically, it is energy efficient. There's no energy used to run it. Obviously, we do have a motor in the tipping shed, which is the bottom building here, to regulate the speed, because obviously modern times we need to be able to regulate the speed to a certain speed so it doesn't surge and go slow. But as a rule of thumb, it's no energy in that to run that ropeway. It's run by the weight of the buckets full, pulling the empty buckets back up to be loaded. There's 46 buckets on the rope, and we do around about 17 to 18 rounds a day, and it's about 200 kilos in each bucket, so that gives you an understanding of how much shale we bring into site. We also bring alternative shale into site to numb down the carbon and obviously to build up the bricks itself.
Well, thank you, and you're going to show me the actual video inside.
I'll go inside a video for you, and you can use that video as you wish.
Well, thank you very much for doing that.
You're welcome.
Have a look at that. Thank you very, very much for the gentleman who's filmed from Futera, who's filmed the footage inside the building for me. We then set off to follow the bucket's journey, and after my brother annoyed us with his new toy, he also set off, and to say it's his second time using the drone, he did do a really, really good job. As you can see ahead, there is the brickworks. This is where the filled buckets gets emptied and the emptied buckets go back up the hill. Clafton is a small village in Lancashire, and the buckets go up to Clafton Moor. We followed the little bucket as its journey up to the top. It went through the forest and over the moors all the way to the top where the quarry was. Very little has changed since its construction in 1924. The ropeway is used to bring shale from the quarry. Shale is fed into the loading bunker from which the ropeway buckets are loaded. There was actually another ropeway at the site, but now there's only this one left, but there is remains of the other one, as there is still a tower left, which we saw later on inside the video. There are 26 trestles altogether, all the way up to the quarry, and it's amazing that the fact of these trestles are with this massive big rope. It's a big way in between of these trestles, as you can see on this aerial shot. And then to think about the weight of the buckets, even though they look small, they've got quite a lot of weight in them, and that they're actually bringing down in gravity and then bringing the buckets up. I mean, the buckets will have weight in themselves, and they've got to bring them back up again. It's just absolutely magnificent. When on the ropeway, the buckets are suspended from a hanger, the head of which has 2 free running wheels and 2 clips. The clips set on top of the rope, to which they hang fast by a combination of gravity and friction between the rope and the clip. When the operator loads the buckets, he pushes it along the guided rail, then releases it onto the down rail at the correct moment to maintain the desired speed of the moving ropeway. The buckets take about 32 minutes to do an all-around journey, and they move 250 tonnes a day of shale. Now, he has taken the drone a bit more further down so you can have a proper close-up look at the towers and just see just how wonderful these mechanisms work. It's lovely just to get it from a high-up shot as well, which you wouldn't usually get. And looking back now, you can see the brickwork, just a length of space we've come in. Look, they're cows, they look teensy-weensy. And the fact that we've just come all this way, but the thing is, we've only just done like a little bit of a stone, really. We've still got a massive big rock to go over yet. We've still got a long way to go. And just imagine the fact of these are actually run by themselves. I mean, obviously not fully run by themselves, but I mean by they don't use any fuel, they don't use any electricity or any form of fuel, literally. Just have a person pushing them. So this is actually, you're sort of run by manpower if you think about it as well. But if you think about it, these had wagons coming down all the time. Not only would they, wreck the environment, meaning there's the area bit, but they'd also use loads of fuel, they'd use vehicles, the amount of things you have to use. But this doesn't use that. You don't actually need it. Just what a wonderful invention is. And imagine if everybody else did it, it would be just wonderful. And the fact of it it just matches the beauty of the area, I think. So it just sort of blends in. I know it's old, and usually old things do blend in, but it does blend in really, really well. It then comes to quite a thick bit where we couldn't get through, but the drone carries on, and I think this thick bit is where the old quarry was, where they used to have it and used to dig up. And we followed it up on a different part, and my brother followed it up with the drone all the way to the top until we catched it later. And now, as you can see, it's going up to a bit more of an opening now, and we catch it up a bit more now. We had to do a little bit of diversion though, because there's a fallen down tree. But we catched it back up again, and now we're going to follow it again on foot. The forest was so beautiful that we decided to do a bit of our music video there for my new song, If Only. And it had so much things about the song, because if the song was quite a lot about nature and about people miss out about it. The fact is, it just did so well. It's like, a proper magical scene. At this point, the forest came clear enough for us to follow the buckets on foot. We climbed to the top of the hill, and the view was absolutely magnificent. So you can see how high up we are now because of the factory. You can still see the cows though, but you can see them all the buckets coming down. Quite high up compared to the road and stuff. We're going to keep climbing as well. We've got quite a way to go, yes. Look at this beautiful road. All the bricks. I wanted to do something like this actually. In my garden, we actually did dig up some which was similar, which somebody already did, maybe is where I wanted to do it. So we have a little bit of a path like this, which I've been digging up. It's very, very nice when you find it. The excitement you have when you find it is absolutely unbelievable. Lovely what they've done here, absolutely beautiful. Better than cobble. I mean, I'm not saying it's better than cobble. I'm saying it's like cobble basic, because it is cobble sort of thing, but with bricks. But it's more, I don't know, you don't have this as much deer than cobbles. Maybe because the cobbles are older things, so you don't have bricks back then. We've walked for about 20 minutes now, quite a really, really steep hill, and you can see by the wall how steep it is. And they're still being fed by gravity, these buckets. They're being fed up the hill, and we've still got a long, long way to go. Yes, I know, there's sheep there. But there's still being fed up by gravity. How just incredible it is. And I mean, once they told me how it works, and I understood, and I thought, oh yeah, what a brilliant idea and how it works. But I thought, how does somebody come up with these ideas? It completely mind boggles me how they come up with these brilliant ideas. This is the point where Billy stopped with the drone, because if it's clear enough for us to walk it with the buckets until we get to the quarry, and then Billy's going to come and do an aerial shot of the full quarry. walked up one track, we got stuck by a massive big tree which is over there, so we had to turn back and put up another track, and we found this road which goes down there. So at the moment we've got a track again, and because you can see, here's another tower, and here's some other. See how the wall's been actually built around the rock stones. You can see that massive big stone there. First, how much stone they'll have saved, but also I suppose it's like a sort of a plan for a wall that's sort of made itself, and how they've used that as well. I don't know exactly whether this is just like sort of from the old stuff when they've replaced it and just decided to leave it here. But I don't know whether it was an old one, to be honest with you. You said about the fact that there's an old wheel thing that went round here. So I wonder if this was the old one and this is the remains. Because he did say there's remains, and I wasn't too sure, but I wonder if this is it. Pretty scary now, especially when these stop, because I think they stop about 6ish. So it's pretty scary. I mean, you keep looking out to see if you're going to see like Bigfoot or something coming along, going like, oh, you Bigfoot. But you haven't seen him yet. But I mean, I don't think anybody actually comes into this forest. I mean, I saw an abandoned caravan. I didn't go up to it. The reason why I haven't got any footage of it because it was on the other side. It was so I couldn't go to it. But I did see. I saw it through the trees.
Do you think we should go down, try down there? So if
Yes.
we know our way down there.
Yeah.
Go on then.
I think they should. You noticed I've had to turn to backpack person. Usually Mother does it. Backpack person. I could have watched the little buckets all day, trolling up to the forest, up and far away. It was a beautiful, stunning forest, just so, magnificent and mysterious. And they were seeing this lovely waterfall with all the water trickling down, and even a bird of prey hovering in circles above us was just truly magical. We're going the whole way through the woods, as you can see. This is the hopefully the end bit. We should be going to the field now. The only thing is I'm not looking forward to is there might possibly be cows in there. But apart from that, we've followed it up through the woods. So now I'll see where we get to now. I think I probably will. Oh, I can actually see the windmill things, I mean, turny things that produce electricity. Well, they are next to the quarry, so I can see them. So we're doing really, really well. What?
There, through those trees. That's the horizon of the quarry.
Hmm? That's my brother. Hello.
Hello?
Well, we just got to the top now. We can see the horizon of the quarry, so we should be with you in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Okay.
Wow, look at that. So this is at the top of you. So you can see them coming out of the forest.
And through up to the top. Look, you can see 1, 2, 3.
I can see. 2.
4 in there.
There's number 46, we keep saying.
So I don't think it is actually number 46. I think it might be number 2.
Look at that.
And they just put number 46 on the side for some reason.
Wonderful. Wonderful view. There goes one out the forest.
And one into the forest.
One in.
Well, a beautiful pond, isn't it? Especially the brick path bit.
What a stunning area. See as far as the eye can see.
See all the mountains over there. It's saying that, right, to climb this one, to think about all the mountains, we're actually on one of them. Over here, where's my finger? There's my finger. Now where's the flower? Over
There, whereabouts where you are.
then back
In by
here.
those 2 sheep.
There.
You can see it.
Is it actually the same tower as this one, but an old one? Because I used to have an old rail that went
That's
down
on
there.
that's where the old track ran.
Yeah.
Down there.
I don't think we can get to it though, due to the fact that we couldn't get to it. But it's there. We might try though. Earlier we had spoke to Michael and he showed us some old pictures of the ropeway, and inside the picture you can see that there's a young boy who's working there, and he's actually pretty much really looks the same age as me. Here's what Michael had to say about the lovely ropeway. Can you just tell us how you actually maintain this ropeway?
Well, it does cost a lot of money. It's 6 figures a year to maintain the ropeway. Obviously the rope is changed every 3 to 5 years depending on the wear, and that is carried out by a specialist company, and the rope is actually purchased from Europe. It's a specialist rope to be able to take the weight of the buckets and the longevity of it. Obviously the trestles themselves are inspected on a very regular basis. The structure is checked and repaired as and when required. As you probably can tell, the environment is not very good for steel. So yes, we do have to keep on top of it. It costs us a lot of money, but again, it's the main part of and the only way we can bring our shale in from our quarry. Due to the area of outstanding natural beauty and obviously the little villages around that, as you're well aware, that we drive through, if we've done Pashooks, if we had to bring it by road, and obviously our permit, which is given by the council, doesn't permit us to bring shale in any other way than the ropeway, hence why the ropeway is still in operation today.
It doesn't really affect the outside environment, does it, though, when it's coming down?
The rope as itself, no, it doesn't. It's obviously, we've got access, as you know, underneath the rope, and to get to the ropeway, and as you can see it going up through the trees there, it's a path that rolls. It doesn't affect anything to do with the environment. Obviously the trees, we have to trim back every so often, and again, we're tied to the bird season when they're laying eggs and with the young, so we have to do that in winter. But again, yeah, realistically, for the environmental aspect, it's the most environmentally friendly way to bring our shale in. As we mentioned earlier on, it doesn't use any energy.
How's that not, better than
So from 1925 to now, it is a massive improvement. Obviously, no energy is what everybody wants these days.
You said that about 6 years ago you did like a technology thing where it actually matched.
Which we obviously had a look to review as we do regular, and we had a company come in who plotted how we would want and the height of the towers to get the shale to the site, and it was bang on millimetre to the people in 1925. The slide rules did it, and they used computers. So it's a kudos to the lads in 1925, whoever they were, had it spot on with no computers or modern technology. So yeah, it is really good bit of kit, and how they worked it out, I don't know to this day. It's mind-boggling.
I don't even know how they'd even think of it inside the first place about the doing it by itself sort of thing. I don't know.
It's getting the right. This is it. You think it's coming downhill. Yes, there's a slope and it's coming downhill, but you've got to be careful you don't go too fast because it will slip around, run itself down. But again, it's got to be just enough to be able to pull the empties back up. How they worked it out, I don't know.
And also, it won't have had say technology as a drone.
No, they won't have anything like that. They would have
you just have to walk it, wouldn't you?
Walk it, an axe, and no still saws or anything like that. Just an axe to cut the trees down and make it accessible.
Exactly. And this apparently says an expiry date.
No, we have a date in the quarry itself, which is a permit. We get issued a permit off the council to let us quarry, and when we took the last permit out, it was 16 years, and we take it out in 16-year chunks because the council won't give us unlimited. So we have I think it's 1936, sorry, to 2036, I think it runs out of 33. We will reapply again because there's enough shale up there for about another 100 years. It's just a case of we just need to keep reapplying. It's like any other business for their licence to extract.
So do you reckon this will be here for 100 years?
There's no reason why it shouldn't be. Obviously, the shale's up there, the demand for bricks is there, and obviously the site is well placed for building projects around Scotland and North West.
And say inside 100 years' time, I know it's a long way, really long way away, but just say, what do you reckon would happen to the Ropeway?
Unfortunately, when it does finish, because at some point it will have to finish, the Ropeway has to go because we can't leave as it is, and the site itself will also have to be put back to how it was. The quarry as well will have to be...
what do you mean by that? Put me back to where it was?
Basic fields. It was fields before it was a brickworks, and it has to go back to fields. So the concrete floors you'll see will all be ripped up, the buildings demolished.
So even like in 100 years' time, say if you went back 100 years' time back now, everything would be like, sort of inside a museum sort of thing. So would you reckon that would happen here?
The permit says we have to put it back before use, which is fields.
So it's
now, yeah, depending on the council at the time, they may decide to let them build houses or whatever, but the permits quite simply states we have to put it back to how it was before the brickworks was here. The quarrying, as a moment, as we finish part of the quarry, move on, we have to put that back to moorland with heather, etc., and bit of landscaping. Obviously, we'll never put the hill back because we're taking it away, but we have to put it back to how it should be, with heather, which we have to inspect every 12 months to make sure we have the right, we give it enough heather in there, we've got all the right information and all the right growth correct, and it's healthy.
Well, thank you very much for meeting.
You're welcome.
And now, here is the drone footage of the quarry, and as I have filmed the if only inside of this forest, as it only makes sense for me to show it to you while you watch the quarry, so here you go!
If only I could hear a brook babbling, if only I could see the daylight fall, If only I could see the mist rising, I could rise above it all. If only I could see the flowers dancing in the breeze as summer falls. If only I could see the waves crashing, I could rise above it all. If only I could smell the scent of forest as the fairies dance from birch to pine. If only I could hear the owl's haunting call and the deers dancing in time. If only I'd taken time to stare, wonder of nature so divine. If only I'd seen the light, I could rise above it all. If only, if only, if only, if only I'd taken time to see, if only I'd dropped the line, notice the glory bestowed on me, I could rise above it all. You think that I'm gently sleeping, if only this were to be true. If only you really knew I'm looking down on you. If only, if only, if only I could rise above it all. I could rise above it all. I could rise above it all. If only.
My brother is waiting up there, and he was the one who did all the drone footage today. We got the drone from www.buzzcam.co.uk. It's absolutely wonderful drone. When you get it, the excitement when you get it and open it up, it's just all such beautiful how the way they packaged it. And then you get it, I must admit, when it come up to us before, it looked like it was wagging its tail. It was that cute. And obviously it's also a really good drone. It's not just cute, it obviously has brilliant camera footage as well. Literally, it's like you basically get an absolutely really expensive, lovely camera, like film things so beautifully, and then get it up inside the air. It's absolutely wonderful. And also it's little wheel spinning around, and it has a really good remote control. It works simply. We managed to set it up, which I'm not being funny or anything. We're rubbish with technology, and we managed it, so I'm sure everybody else can manage it. It really is easy to use, so please have a look at that. If you need the drone, go there. I'm telling you now, go there. It's a wonderful drone. And thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. Yes, it's because of I love making them, and it just makes it just so much more wonderful, the fact that I can bring you along. So thank you so much for watching, and a lovely goodbye. Bye.